Hello everybody and welcome to the tutorial video for April 2018. I hope you're all doing very well. Anyways, in today's video I'm going to show you how we can create a dynamic button. And basically what I mean by this is it'll be a single button, and when you click on it, it can perform one of several different functions. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to use something called delegates. And if you don't know what a delegate is, it's essentially a variable that can store a reference to a function. So basically when we call that delegate, it then points to whichever function we point it to, and then a second function can be called. I hope that made sense to you. If it didn't, don't worry. With my videos, I really try to simplify everything down as much as I can. And another thing that I like to do in my tutorial videos is show you how this can actually work in the bigger picture of a video game context. And so for my particular application, I'm working on a multiplayer game right now, and this game, it has server functionality. So basically it needs to make calls out to a server, and if for some reason that doesn't work, I'd like to give the option for the player to try again. So they basically hit this try again button, and it tries to do that server operation again. So I have several different functions that send different messages out to the server, and I want to have just one try again button that the player needs to hit. And when they hit that, it'll always send the correct messages out to the server. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Alright everyone, so here we are in my game, and before we get too deep into the code, I'm basically going to show you what's supposed to happen when you try and create a game in my game. So we'll go ahead and click on the new game button here. You'll see it loads into our game, and our map spawns and our players spawn here. And then similarly, if we wanted to join a game, all we would need to do is type in the game ID and click join game. And then you can see our map spawns and both our players spawn here. Now, for demonstration purposes, I've disconnected my computer from the internet, and you'll see if I click on New Game Now, it will bring us to the loading screen and says Error Cannot Resolve Destination Host, and then we have this Try Again button down here. And then you'll see when we click on the Try Again button over in the console, it shows that we tried to click the Try Again button, and then it calls the create game button, because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to create a new game. And then now similarly, if we tried to join a game while disconnected from the internet, we can click join game, and again we get this same error over here. And this time when we hit try again, it calls the try again button function, and then this time it calls the join game button function. So basically this one button here calls the on button try again function, which can call pretty much any function that you set it to. And we're going to jump into the code right now. I'm going to show you how to do that. Alright, so here we are in my main menu controller script, and much like most programming tutorials, we're going to start up at the top of the script, and this is where we actually declare our delegate. So we'll just do delegate void, and we're going to make it of type void because it doesn't need to return anything. And this we can just call it whatever we want. So I have it called try again function, and then just do open and close parentheses, and of course a semicolon at the end of the line. Now we'll just make a new try again function, and we'll just call this handler, and that's all we need to do to set up our delegate. So scrolling down in the script just a little bit here, we're going to go to our 3 button functions. So we have a button function for on button create game, on button join game, and of course on button try again. So basically what happens when we click the create game button, we're going to set that handler variable to the on button create game function. Now if we jump down to our on button try again function, we set up a few things and then call that handler. So basically whatever function is assigned to that handler variable at the time will be called. So in this case, when we click on the try again button, it will call the on button create game button. Similarly, when we try to join a game, we set the handler to the on button join game, and again, if our server connection fails, this try again button pops up, and then we call this handler function, which in turn calls the on button join game function. So then I'll show you this off one last time. Again, when we click that new game button, you can see that our loading screen pops up. Over here in the console right now, we just have the on button create game, and then we get the error because we couldn't get out to the internet. And then going back to the game, if we hit the try again button, you'll see that the try again function is called, and then the create game function is attempted again. And then one last time, we can do a test join game. Click on join game. You'll see we just have the on button join game. And when we hit the try again, you'll see we get the on button try again, on button join game. And so that's pretty much about it. I hope you were able to follow along and hope it wasn't too confusing. And that is how you can create a dynamic button using delegates. And remember, delegates are essentially like a variable that point to a function. So whenever you call that delegate, it'll call whichever function you have it pointing to at that time. Anyways, I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please give it a like and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And if you have any questions for me, feel free to drop them down in the comment section below. And I will see you all in the next video.